Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the season premiere of my 10th anniversary season of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We're going to have a brand new format this year that has sort of fallen into place. I already mentioned my new backdrop, and we're going to talk Browns and NFL football, but we got a lot to run down from this day in football. And we're going to talk some Guardians uh, and all that. And we'll talk about the Ohio State's blowout win over uh, uh, Grambling State yesterday. We'll get to all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which Browns quarterback had the highest completion percentage in a single game? And I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, week one of the NFL arrived today, and we have a lot of all of today's NFL action, and to announce to you, and we're gonna start it off by talking about the Browns and the Bengals. The Browns had opportunities, and but missed field goals, missed field goals, and mixed extra point and drop balls played a factor in the Browns' loss today to the Cincinnati Bengals. They lost 17-16, and DJ Turner and the Bengals defense heard the narrative throughout the offseason that they were mainly the reason why Cincinnati missed the playoffs last season. On a day when Joe Burrow and the high-powered offense struggled against the Cleveland Browns, it was the defense that came up big and propelled the Bengals to their first Week 1 victory since 2021. Turner and Jordan Battle came up with two huge interceptions in the second half. Cincinnati held on for a 17-16 victory on Sunday. It was great. We did exactly what we wanted to do, Turner said. All the outside noise we don't care about. We've known the entire time what the defense can do. The Bengals playing their first game under new defensive coordinator Al Golden got the huge plays on a day when the offense had only 7 yards in the second half, with 5 of their 6 possessions resulting in a 3-and-out. We found a way to win, like somebody said earlier. We didn't win any of these games last year, said Burrow, who completed 14 of 23 passes for 113 yards and a touchdown. Usually, you can win a game like this. That's a recipe for success, and that means you are going to be a good team if you can find that a lot of different ways to win, and we did today. The Browns outgained the Bengals 327-141 and had the ball for nearly 36 minutes, but it wasn't enough. Cincinnati also benefited from new Cleveland kicker Andre Schmitz missing a pair of second half kicks. Schmitz won the kicking competition from Dustin Hopkins in the preseason, was wide right on an extra point after Cedric Tillman's 5-yard TD reception midway through the third quarter, which put Cleveland up 16-14. And Schmitz was wide right again on a potential go-ahead 36-yard attempt with 2:25 remaining in the game. Can't be -2 on turnovers versus a good football team. That's the story of this football game. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said, "We obviously needed a field goal. We obviously missed a field goal, missed an extra point. Those are points, and in these types of games, you have to come away with the points." Joe Flacco, the 8th quarterback, age 40 or older to start an opener, was 31 of 45 for 290 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Both of the picks were the result of the ball going off the hands of Browns receivers and the Bengals defensive backs making great plays. I felt like we did a lot of things, a lot of good things, but also did a lot of things that get you beat. And we just kind of felt we kind of played like an inexperienced team a little bit today, Flacco said. Evan McPherson's 35-yard field goal off the right hash mask of 248, the hash mark, excuse me, with 248 remaining in the third quarter, put the Bengals up 17-16, and it was set up after a battle intercepted Flacco's pass at the Browns 36. The ball went off Jerry Jeudy's hands and knees while he was on the ground, but Battle dove, came up with the ball and returned it 2 yards. Cleveland got the ball at its 33 with a minute 50 remaining, but Tillman had a pass go off his hands and into the arms of Turner at the Browns 47 and returned it 7 yards for his first interception. For our guys, just find a way to win in the end. I'm proud of them, Bengals coach Zach Taylor said. The best outcome of this game is 1-0. Forget about the starts. Forget about the score. Forget about how it all played out. The best outcome could have been was 1-0, and we're proud of that. The 113 yards passing were the third fewest in Bengals in Burrow's six-year career. Excuse me. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who signed lucrative extensions in the offseason, also struggled. Chase had only 2 receptions for 26 yards, and Higgins had 3 receptions for 33 yards. Tight end Noah Fant signed the second week of training camp and had a team high 4 receptions for 26 yards, including a 1-yard TD with 4:18 remaining in the first half. We still won today, and we're going to have to do that, do better, Burrows said. Chase Brown's 5-yard score marked the first time since 2015 that the Bengals had a touchdown on his first possession of the season. Brown had 7 carries for 29 yards on the first drive and finished with 43 yards on 21 carries. Raheem Sanders gave the Browns only third touchdown on its season opening possession since their return in '99 with a 1-yard drive off right tackle to tie it at 7 early in the second quarter. Bengals guard Lucas Patrick left with a calf injury in the second quarter and did not return. Logan Wilson was evaluated for a concussion in the third quarter but came back in the fourth. And for the Browns, offensive tackle Jack Conklin suffered an eye injury in the second quarter and did not return. Now, the Bengals will host Jacksonville at home next Sunday, and the Browns are headed to Baltimore for next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore next week. And I feel, boys, you shot yourselves in the foot today, and I thought you should have won this game. So you better study Baltimore hard, and I mean extremely hard. Because we do not want you going to 0-2. We want 1-1. So you gotta beat Baltimore next week. You really gotta take this game. You really gotta keep Baltimore on their toes next week. So, unfortunately, though, for this game, and I mean, you gotta study yourselves hard, Browns. Study the Ravens hard. Look at your mistakes and correct it all, and take this game this week. Now, I was hoping to give the game balls to the Browns, but I got to give them to the Bengals instead. Joe Burrow, 14 of 23 carries and attempts, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. I think it's Chase Brown, 43 yards, 1 touchdown, 21 attempts, and I got to see if is it Noah Fant, excuse me, Noah Fant, 4 receptions, 26 yards, 1 touchdown. But Joe Flacco was 31 of 45, 290 yards and attempts, 290 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Dylan Sampson, 12 attempts, 29 yards. Cedric Tillman, 5 receptions, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown. The Browns start out 0-1. Cincy 1-0. But boys, you got to beat Baltimore next week. And you need to be 1-1, not 0-2. And right now, we'll get to the rest of the scores in just a moment. And I took the Browns and lost on that pick. I lost. But first, we got to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. The Cleveland Browns have signed. Here it is. Bill Belichick and Art Modell. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong page here. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Here it is. Which Browns quarterback had the highest completion percentage in a single game? And if you said Vinny Testaverde, you are correct. Vinny Testaverde had the highest completion percentage in a single game among the given Browns quarterbacks. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And right now, it is time to, we're going to reveal the other scores right now. I'm going to move them along. Tampa Bay came away. Atlanta tried to kick a field goal to tie it in the fourth quarter and late in the fourth quarter, but they were unable to do that. It veered wide left, and Tampa Bay comes away with a 23-20 win. And what is going on with kickers in the NFL? Boy, with Cleveland and Atlanta. And I took Tampa Bay and won on that one. That was another one of my picks this week. The Indianapolis Colts all over the Miami Dolphins. Boy, what a game for Daniel Jones. I give him the game ball. I get Baker Mayfield for the Tampa game. And Indianapolis won 33-8. I took Miami and I lost on that one. The Jacksonville Jaguars walloped the Carolina Panthers 26-10. And Carolina held to just 10 points, 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. Not a good day for them as they started out 1. Jacksonville 1-0. And I took Jacksonville and I won on that one. The Las Vegas Raiders upset the New England Patriots in New England at Gillette Stadium 20-13. And I took the Raiders and won that one. I give the game ball to the Raiders, and I give the game ball to the Jaguars. I give the game balls to them for the other one. The Arizona Cardinals beat the New England Saints at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans 20-13. And I give it to Kyle Murray, the game ball. And I took Arizona, and I won on that one. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, now a Pittsburgh Steeler, and it was 32-31 in the fourth quarter, and a field goal, and the Steelers eke out a win 34-32 over the New York Jets. Boy, what a game between these two teams. When I give the game ball to Aaron Rodgers, I give it to him. And I took Pittsburgh, and I won on that one. The Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants at North Coast Stadium in Washington, 21-6. And I give the game ball to the Redskins. I give the game ball to the Commanders, excuse me. And I took Washington and won on that one. And that wraps up the early games. And the late games. The Denver Broncos held on to beat the Tennessee Titans at Empire Field in Mile High, 20-12. And I give the game ball to Bo Nix. I give it to him. And I took Denver and I won on that one. And the San Francisco 49ers come from behind to beat the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field in Seattle, 17-13. And I give the game ball to Brock Purdy. I give the game ball to him. And the Green Bay Packers Jordan Love, welcome back. Boy, what a game. 27-13 over the uh, Detroit Lions today at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And I give the game ball to Jordan Love. I give it to him. I took Detroit and lost on that one. And the LA Rams held on to beat the Houston Texans at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, 14-9. And I give the game ball to Matthew Stafford, and I took the Rams and I won on that one. And so right now I am 10-4 right now. If I can get these last two won, I will be 12-4. And right now at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, with 4:24 left to go in the second quarter, the Baltimore Ravens are beating the Buffalo Bills 17-7. It's second and 10 at the Baltimore 12. Excuse me. And we will keep you posted on that one. I will do that. What I will do, and right now we're gonna check out the MLB scores, the Major League Baseball scoreboard. We'll go to that. We'll check out the MLB scores. And first of all, the Cleveland Guardians held on to beat the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1 today to take 2 out of 3 off the Rays, and that put them at 71-70. Still 3 games out of that final wild card spot, and I guess this. Jose Ramirez passed Jim Thome to move into sole possession of second place on Cleveland's career RBIs list, helping the Guardians to a 2-1 win over the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1 in Sunday in a game with wild card implications. Ramirez hit a tying triple in the 2-run sixth off Garrett Clevenger, who was 1 for 5 for his 938th RBI, and trails Earl Avrils 1,084. Gabriel Arias had an RBI single later in the inning against Kevin Kelly that scored David Fry, who slid home head first just ahead of right fielder Josh Lowe's throw. Clevenger entered to start the sixth with a 20-inning scoreless streak, the active major league high. The run was the first he allowed since July 5th. Cleveland goes to 72-70. Make that my mistake. 72-70, not 71. Won the last 3 games of the 4-game series and moved ahead of the Rays, who are now 71-72. Seattle's 75-68 leads for the third and final wild card spot. The game drew 8,155. The 16th time in 74 home games, the Rays did not sell out. 10,046 capacity. Steinbrenner Field. Left-hander Parker Messick, 2-0, a 24-year-old left-hander making his 4th major league start, allowed 1 run and 8 hits in 6 innings with 4 strikeouts and no walks. Messick is from Plant City, less than 30 miles away, and was pitching before family and friends. Rays rookie Carson Williams homered in the 5th on a fastball, ending an 0 for 12 slide. Pete Smith struck out at side in the 9th for his 11 saves in 16 chances. Brandon Lowe's first inning, a 2-out fly ball landed on the right field warning track behind George Valera and Junior Caminero, who started on first field to run hard and only reached first. Caminero was stranded when Christopher Morel flied out. Rays starter Drew Rasmussen was removed after 82 pitches over 5 scoreless innings. Guardians right-handed pitcher Slade Sione, 5-6, 4.78 starts, and a homestand opener against Kansas City. Right-hand and pitcher Ryan Burgett, 2-1 and 2.61. Rays have not said who will start Tuesday's series opener at the Chicago White Sox, and and I know the Guardians have a game begin a they begin a 3-game series at home against the Kansas City Royals tomorrow, and we're gonna go over the other scores. The Seattle Mariners are all over the Atlanta Braves, 18-2 today. In Atlanta, New York Yankees beat the Toronto Blue Jays at Yankee Stadium 4-3, and the LA Dodgers and Camden Yards at Baltimore beat the Baltimore Orioles 5-2. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-2 in Pittsburgh. At Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. The Chicago White Sox beat the Detroit Tigers by 2 runs, 6-4, at Comiskey Park. Cincinnati Reds beat the New York Mets by 3-2 in Cincy. The Miami Marlins beat the Philadelphia Phillies by 5-4 in Miami. At Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, the Minnesota Twins beat the Kansas City Royals at Kauffman Stadium, 5-1. The St. Louis Cardinals beat the San Francisco Giants at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, 4-3. The Washington Nationals beat the Cubs at Wrigley Field in Chicago, 6-3. The Washington Nationals, beat the Cubs 6-3 at Wrigley Field. The Texas Rangers beat the Houston Astros in Arlington, Texas, 4-2 by 2 runs. San Diego Padres beat the Colorado Rockies in Denver, Colorado, 8-1. And the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim beat the Athletics 4-3 by 1. And in Arizona, the Boston Red Sox in an interleague ball matchup beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-4. So that's your Major League scoreboard for today. And there are no games this evening. And but the Guardians do get a 3-game series going with the Kansas City Royals against them tomorrow at home. So and right now, still going on in Baltimore, in Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. Baltimore just scored. They are now up 17-10 with 1:58 to go in the second quarter before halftime. 2nd and 5 at the Buffalo. I think it's 2nd and 5 at the Buffalo. I don't remember what it was, but and this is a new feature I've added in. What do the Browns need to do to beat the Baltimore Ravens next Sunday? They need to really study themselves hard, and they need to look at Baltimore hard. They need to correct their mistakes, and they need to look at Baltimore and what they do and what Lamar Jackson does to be able to take this game. And I figure the defense will step it up, but I feel the offense needs to step it up. They need to not drop passes. Jerry Jeudy, you got to not drop passes. And whoever's the kicker, whether it's Schmitz or if it's their other one that they have, DeAndre Carter, you've got to not miss extra points or field goals. That's another thing you got to do. And you've got to jump on them early. You've got to score early to really be able to hold that lead to not blow it to be able to take the game. That's what I feel the 3 things that the Browns need to do to beat the Baltimore Ravens next Sunday in Week 2 and go to 1-1. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of my 10th anniversary season premiere of Scott Sports 101. And I'll be back later this week with another podcast, and I'll recap the tonight's game and the Monday night game when I do that one. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.